It was my first year at university. I had moved all my belongings into our dorm room, and my family had just left. Later that same day, my roommate finally arrived. From the beginning, I realized this guy was the most socially awkward person I had ever met. I introduced myself as Mark and extended my hand for a handshake. He looked at my hand as if he didn't understand what it was, then laughed. He responded with a weak handshake. I had to ask his name because he hadn't told me. His name was Alex. I tried to make small talk, but he only answered with yes or no. Occasionally, he would laugh or smile oddly. Within a few minutes, we were both sitting on our beds, engrossed in our laptops, not talking. I was upset and planned to request a different roommate. I thought no one could be worse than Alex. Alex wasn't just really weird. He was much more than that. I met other kids on my floor, and they were nice. That was a good thing. After exploring the campus, I returned to my dorm on the first night and saw that Alex was still in the same position. I said, "What's up, Alex?" And he didn't respond, which wasn't surprising. It was 9:30 p.m. I had nothing to do. I turned off the lamp on my side of the room and got into bed, but I couldn't sleep right away. Alex didn't shut his laptop until 3 a.m., and I quickly fell asleep after that. But I woke up within an hour. The blinds in our room were open. The moonlight seeping into the room made everything visible, including Alex sitting on the edge of his bed, staring at me. I got up, rubbed my eyes, and said, "What the hell are you doing, Alex?" He whispered, "I'm sorry," and lay down. The next morning, I woke up to find that Alex had already gotten up, as if he had left the room for the first time. It was the first Saturday of the year, which meant orientation and all the campus activities. During orientation, as my group walked through the campus gardens, I heard a few students in front of me say, "What is that kid doing over there?" I saw who they were talking about. Alex was literally sitting behind a bunch of bushes, rubbing his hand on the bark of a tree. I became friends with those two kids and planned to meet up that night. When I returned to my dorm, I learned that the school had found me a different roommate. Things seemed to be getting better quickly. I left the room to meet the two kids I had met. When I returned, Alex was sitting in a chair facing the door. I said, "Hey, what's up?" He said nothing, very naturally. I sat on my bed, opened my laptop, and realized I had forgotten to lock it. I also noticed that all my emails were opened. There were likely emails I hadn't read, and many of my files were opened. Alex must have been messing with my laptop. When I asked if he had done it, he responded loudly with no before I even finished my question. He was reading me like a book. This weird guy was really messing with my computer while I was out. I knew he had done it, but didn't pursue it. I was ready to go to bed. So while looking for my pajamas, I noticed that my clothes had been moved. Knowing I would be leaving for good tomorrow, I didn't say anything. At midnight, I woke up to the sound of a zipper. I got up and saw Alex rummaging through my bag. This time I turned on the light and talked to him. He played dumb, saying he accidentally took my toothbrush. That was the smartest thing he had shown up to that point. I knew he was lying and knew I had to confront him physically, but I couldn't. The next day, I met my new roommate in the same building, and everything went well. On Sunday night, after a nice chat with my new roommate, who wasn't a social butterfly but much better than Alex, we turned off the lights and went to bed. For the third night in a row, I woke up to a strange noise, a weird clicking sound. It wasn't regular, but it happened at least twice every 30 seconds. Hoping to find something innocent like a heavy bag pressing on a weak floorboard or even a mouse, I got up. But as I surveyed the room, I realized the sound was actually coming from the other side of the door. The nightlight in the common area was always on. When I looked through the peephole, I could see the scalp of the person standing on the other side of our door. They were looking down, so I couldn't see their face. As I started paying attention, I realized the small clicking sounds were actually coming from the door handle. I dialed the number for the campus police department. Within 5 minutes, they arrived at the common room. Only then did I feel it was safe to open the door. I saw the officers had handcuffed Alex. I had guessed it was him. I told them everything, that he was my old roommate and had been messing with my belongings, which is why I changed dorms, and that I found him trying to get into my new dorm. They took him away. I don't know what happened to him after that, but I never saw him again. He was either suspended for the term or expelled. I went through my university years like everyone else. However, the nightmare experience I had with Alex occasionally comes to mind.